Aberdeen, 20th of March, 1746. Evening. Beloved Anna, I continue this missive now, not only because of how you would chide me if I did not, but also because of the interest it genuinely holds. Sergeant Major Patterson went on to say, they would always be polite about it. Oh yes, Highlanders are always so polite, so gracious. He paused here and shook his head in evident disgust. One dreamy-eyed fellow, better dressed than most, would always do the talking. A tact man, as they call them. Second cousin of a laird, a full owner of some land. I asked my father about him once, and know what he said? He told me the fellow was a bard. All the bastard did, usually, was make up poems and stories to tell round the firesides at night. Yes, sir. Such a creature existed in our 18th century. And my father would be standing just outside our door with my brothers gathered round and behind him, all of them knowing there was nothing they could do. Nothing. And the fellow would say, "It's the time again, Mr. Patterson. I know it's a wee shame, but it would be worse if me and the boys had to just lift it." And the devil would do this thing they do, look at you like you was shite on his shoe. Then in nearly the same moment, smile, shrug his shoulders, and cast his eyes down, like an embarrassed woman. And father would pay up. Afterwards, father would always say the old saying, "Show me a Highlander, I'll show you a thief." Mother would keep my sisters and the maids upstairs. I know she'd always say some other old words to them. Never be alone with one of them, or he will sing you a psalm, whether you like the music or no. And in the summer evenings, they would turn up naked. Here, dear Anna, I interrupted him for an explanation. This is what he said. Well, sir, you know that dirty thing. Lots of them wear, like a woman's skirt. I told him I knew of the garment he referred to. Well, the real ones are not like the ones you see stupid fops in Edinburgh and Glasgow going about in for show. The real ones are more like a Mussulman's robe, like you hear tell of in travelers' tales. The top part wrapped round one shoulder, the rest hanging down. Well, sir, when it's hot, they take them off and hang them over bushes to make tents, and go about nothing but linen shirts, so they would turn up bare-arsed naked. Now, sir, I've been a soldier going on 28 years, and I've seen naked savages in the Carolinas, but somehow the MacGregors were worse, because they were white men. Such garments should not be allowed. They're unchristian and un-Scottish. They encourage all kinds of forms of horrible vice. Here I interrupted him, Anna, to tell him that the gentlemen in Parliament agreed with him, and that the matter was in hand. He was pleased. Here, my dear, he paused. This man, a veteran of innumerable battles in many places, looked at me with tears in his eyes. Then came a really bad winter. Everything had gone ill on the farm all year. We didn't have much. And there came that little ladylike rat-a-tat on our door. This time there was only two of them, the dreamy-eyed poet fellow and a man on a fine horse, his face powdered, and him all dressed and done up in fine French clothes. The tartan trousers and jacket he wore of fine silk, the lion's head of Clan Gregor on a silver brooch on his breast. The man on the horse didn't even bother to look at us. He just sat there, admiring the moon. It was the bard who spoke to Father. "You're honored highly, Mr. Patterson. For himself, the marrow of my heart, has called on you, his home from France, and herself, his lady wife, who I love more than my own mother, with her own hands put a plate afore him, with nothing in it but a dagger. Many of his people are in sore want, and herself's heart breaks for them. So he will be having all of your cows." And this time, my father said no. He spoke to the chief on the horse, who would not look at him, said he had his own dependents, and that he would not see us starve. Dared them to tell them why he should do what they said. And the poet said quietly, "Well, you see, it would be a wee shame if you and your boys don't take the beasts out for about a 2 mile over yonder for us, to where our kin are waiting. For if me and himself, the marrow of my heart, are no back soon, the Gregorak will come and cut you and you boys all up and down. Then even if that door is slamming shut on us in all the horrible mess, we'll be taking low haber access to it, and soon be up and in. Then we'll be up and in all, and then my poor father, as we say, lost the place. He flew at them both, startled the horse, but the dreamy-eyed fellow slashed my father's face open with one of those knives they carry, a dirk. It was in his hand all of a sudden, slashed him open from chin to brow, and brained one of my brothers flat out with the butt end. Those people make Serbs and Bulgarians look like seamstresses with needles when it comes to blades." And the chief had a loaded pistol suddenly in his hand. He did look at father then, as he lay on the ground, the gore gushing from him. "Alan is exaggerating, as is his privilege, given his place in my household. We will cut you all down if we don't get the cattle, but I would never allow my men to soil themselves with whey-faced lowland bitches. You will now drink with me to the king over the water, appropriate as you've been such a generous contributor to his just cause." And the poet produced a flask of red wine and one of those silver quaich cups they use, and father had to drink, face cut open or not. And then they took everything. My father was a good man. He never beat us or mother, although some say that goes against the good book. That night broke him. He took to his bed and died. One of my brothers took the place over, but we were too many mouths. I was the youngest, and I left, went to Dundee and took the king's shilling from the drum. Went for a drummer boy. It is very late, Anna. I will write again soon.